So we're outside Kibbutz Nahal Oz here. This is right on the Gaza border. You can see behind me a few really interesting things. This is the army building a brand new earth berm to protect against anti-tank missiles from the Gaza Strip. That's Gaza City, right between the Kibbutz fence, which is also complex, multi-tiered, full of smart electronics and barbed wire. That's Gaza City in the background. So these people are living here, farming up to the border. Inescapable, the whole situation, and with all that on their minds, we came to see what these people are thinking about a month ahead of elections, how it affects them potentially at the ballot box.
As we enter the kibbutz, its manicured pathways and modest single-story homes are familiar to anyone who's spent time in these uniquely Israeli communities, dotting the rural landscape from north to south. And frontier life has always been a part of it. Each border region's kibbutz network has had its turn, facing down the evolving enemies over the decades. Today, it's an inescapable aspect of this small yet growing kibbutz. For an inside perspective on how this plays a role in daily life and an election cycle, we were welcomed at the home of the Nahal Oz spokesman, Rachמים. The kibbutz knows war from the day it was established. It's part of its history and still evident here with this painted window, signs of the current reality from this recent decade. How does it affect you?
What you see here is the painted window. It's our safe room. We got these safe rooms in 2002, I think, or maybe the end of 2001, when the first rocket hit the kibbutz in the flare-up of 2001.
It's been 20 years of rockets launched from Gaza.
Yes, more than 20 years. When we go through these flare-ups, the rockets, the kite bombs that became balloon bombs. The original members say the hardest time living in the kibbutz wasn't the first 3 years, but during Operation Protective Edge. There could be a number of explanations why. First, it was an ongoing operation of 2 months. There was heavy fire, many rockets. The most difficult event was the death of the 4-year-old boy, who was killed by mortar shrapnel. It was very hard to digest. 17 families left the kibbutz during Operation Protective Edge. Before Protective Edge, we had 350 kibbutz members. After the operation, we had 220 members. We didn't know how to deal with the situation. I'm not even talking about the distraction of the fields. We don't hate the Palestinians. We don't hate our neighbors. We think the solution should be non-violent. The solution, in my eyes, is diplomatic. We lived with them until 1987, with good relations. 1987, because that's when the first Intifada broke out. Most of the people there I know want to live like you and I, a normal life. I know it can be different because it was different.
People from the outside that see this kibbutz under fire, so close to the border, might think that residents here must vote for right-wing parties, but that's not the reality.
In most of the kibbutzes in Israel, that's not the situation, because they live with an ideology of brotherhood of nations, with the need to reach peace. If you drive 8 kilometers from here, you'll hear completely different opinions. It's their right to think differently from us. We felt the change in government. One of the first things this government did, with Naftali Bennett as Prime Minister, was to open the border for workers coming from Gaza. I'm sure this is one of the reasons, maybe the main reason, for the quiet that still holds today. We sincerely hope that Netanyahu will not return to power.
Okay.
This kibbutz, it's a working community rooted in agriculture in this sunny and arid region. And today, the kibbutz grows and distributes lots of produce, from exotic fruits to staples like bananas, carrots, and garlic. It's a year-round occupation for the community's farmers who are outdoors, working this land right up to and along the Gaza security border. They know the realities around here may be even better than the Army's infantry and tank units that constantly cycle through stints on this extremely tense and often hot border. That's why we went to the fields.
So one of the major impacts of all the conflict and issues in this area is on the agriculture here. I mean, this is a huge part of the livelihood of all the people here. This banana field lost some 15% of its crops just in the last small flare-up in May. So we came here to talk to one of the field managers to really understand just how the agricultural side of things, farming right up to the border with Gaza, actually influences people at the ballot box coming up. Let's go talk to him.
We have great cooperation from the army.
Okay.
They know that we are doing the best that we can for, I'll say, protective agriculture or defensive agriculture. So this year, miraculously, we didn't have any balloons or fires or anything.
Wow. Big
Why?
change from previous years. Yeah.
Why? Exactly.
Yeah.
Last year we have a lot of them. They are coming just from here, from Gaza. They are waiting for the wind to change. It's a west wind. And if the wind blows hard, then the balloons will get further away. If not, they're putting it just right here. They'll just start fires everywhere.
Wow.
I'm volunteering in the fire brigade for us, and we used to extinguish, let's say, 5 fires each day. We are able to do everything we have to do with cooperation of the military. We know that their work is to see that nothing will harm us, and they know that if we are not here, then this border is not safe, and we will not move from here. That's for sure.
This is your home.
This is my home.
It's
This
not
is
a
our
thought
place.
to move somewhere else.
Exactly.
To go to
This is it. This is it. If you hear the news, you see it somewhere. It's further away. It's not. No, this is it.
Yeah, this is it.
This is the border right here.
Right.
This is the tractors are going just right there. This is where we work. We know that they are looking at us.
Yeah.
We know that we
feel
are.
that here. Yes.
They aim at us. We know exactly. We are here, and we are here to stay. Israel are defending all the time. We are on defensive. They are shooting rockets. We are building shelters. They are sending anti-tanks missiles. We're building fences. We are protecting. Okay, if the world is listening to me right now, we are not trying to kill guys. We are not attacking civilians. We will not attack if children are in this place. We are not doing all these things. The other side does. They are trying to make our life miserable. Is we have to give the people of Gaza, not Hamas, not the government over there, the people of Gaza, the chance of a good life over there. Letting them come to our fields and work with us.
It's remarkable for you to say this.
We have 30 people right now from Gaza. We know them, we talk to them, we know their families, and we employ them.
This is remarkable. I mean, you're literally in the crosshairs of Hamas, of the Islamic Jihad, of whatever militant is on the other side of the fence in the Gaza Strip, extremely hostile. You're in their crosshairs, literally right here, and what you're talking about as a solution is making their lives better. That's a remarkable attitude for people who live under this threat.
This is the only way. This is the only way. I'm expecting for the people of Gaza to stand to the Hamas, to stand in front of them and tell them we don't want this life anymore. They are miserable out there. Just a mile away, there are people that are starving. We give them money from other Arab countries. The money is going to Hamas. They're not going to the people. I have to tell you that I'm a little frustrated. I don't think we have right now in the political map, we don't have a solution. We don't have a big party that can take this situation. So I think on the coming election, I'll try to focus on the party that will bring better agriculture. I want peace. I want to live in peace. I want to go back to the days that we can go and eat hummus just there.
This is a community where politics are facing the front lines. The big conflict, the unsettled disputes with the Palestinians are so real, literally explosive here. And the perspectives of these people need to be heard and understood, especially just weeks from another pivotal national election. It may even affect how you vote.